Hey all, welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. My name is Kurt. Today we're going to roll out 3 different low ingredient Scotch cocktails. This is an excellent way to get introduced to Scotch. I know with a lot of people, Scotch whiskey is a little bit offensive, it's a little bit strong, it's a little bit smoky, some of it can be very peaty. Today we're going to be working on 3 very simple low ingredient Scotch whiskeys that I think you will love and I think will really help you get a little bit of a head start with Scotch whiskey. If you're new to the channel and you want some more cocktail recipes and spirit reviews, hit that subscribe button. Once you've done that, hit that notification bell, and that way you won't miss a single episode of the show. The very first Scotch cocktail I want to share with you today is called the Debonair. It's extremely simple. You see it right up here. There's 2 ingredients. That's it. I made this the other day and I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. We're going to start out with 1 ounce of ginger liqueur. 1 ounce of ginger liqueur. I am using Domaine Canton. You can use the ginger liqueur of your choice. We'll be pouring in 1 full ounce. After that, the star of the show, we're going to have 2.5 ounces of Scotch whiskey. This particular cocktail was invented by Gary Regan back in the day in the early 1990s. He suggested using Oban or Springbank. I do not have any Springbank Scotch here, but I do have this Oban 14 year. So we're going to pour in 2.5 ounces of Scotch whiskey, and you can use the Scotch of your choice. You can use a blended Scotch here. This is a single malt. You can use a blended Scotch if you'd like. Whatever you have on hand, as long as it's not peated. You do not want a peated Scotch in this particular cocktail. Again, we're going to pour in 2.5 ounces. And that's it. That's all the ingredients of this cocktail. I'm going to get some ice in this mixing glass and we're going to give it a stir. You want to stir it down until it gets nice and cold in the bottom of your glass. That's why I have my hand down here at the bottom to get a nice feel. That way you know you have the proper dilution as well. Alright, that should do it. I have a single rocks glass here ready to go with a clear ice sphere. So this will be cool. Beautiful, beautiful pour. For a garnish on this one, I just want to get a fresh lemon peel. I'm going to express that lemon peel over the top of the glass. I'm going to rub it a little bit around the rim, get that nice lemon oil essence. I'm going to put that peel right in the glass. There you have it. That's the Debonair cocktail. It's hard to believe how good that really is with only 2 ingredients. Of course, you get a little bit of the ginger from the ginger liqueur, but it kind of tames down the Scotch just a little bit, but you still get a tiny bit of the smokiness and a little bit of a bite from the Scotch in the cocktail. It's extremely delicious. It's excellent. Give this one a try. I'm going to put that to the side. All right, the next Scotch cocktail we're going to mix for you today is called the Rob Roy. Now, the Rob Roy was invented in late 1800s from a bartender that worked at the Waldorf Astoria in Manhattan. And it's basically a Scotch Manhattan, but this is ridiculously good. It is so good. We're going to start out with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, Once we've had that, we are going to pour in 3/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. Today I decided to go with Carpano Antica. Usually, as you know, I go with a different sweet vermouth. What's it called? I chose the Carpano Antica because it's a full-bodied vermouth, and it has some really nice vanilla notes to the vermouth as well. That's going to play extremely well with this Scotch. So we're going to pour in 3/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. Once we've done that, I am going to pour in 2 full ounces of Scotch. Now for this particular cocktail, I am using a blended Scotch. And I picked up this Dewar's. It's a blended Scotch, but it is a 12-year-old Scotch. And I like it. It's really, really good. I picked it up for 35 bucks. So you can't beat that when you're mixing a Scotch cocktail. Okay, that's all the ingredients of this particular cocktail, the Rob Roy. I'm going to get some ice, and we're going to give this bad boy a stir. All right, nice and cold in the bottom of the glass. That'll do it. I have a beautiful Nick and Nora glass. It's going to be just a really, really nice presentation for this particular cocktail. Yeah, beautiful pour. Very nice wash line. We're going to garnish this with 1 Luxardo cherry. Just like that. Man, isn't that beautiful? That, my friends, is the Rob Roy cocktail. Man, that is good. Again, it's basically a Scotch Manhattan, but this Carpano Antica really plays well with the Scotch. I would highly recommend using this particular vermouth with the Rob Roy. It's just a harmonious balance to the whole particular cocktail. Love it. The Rob Roy. Okay, last but not least, we're going to be mixing up the Bobby Burns. The Bobby Burns. It was a cocktail named after a famous poet in Scotland named, of course, Robert Burns. I like all of these different cocktails, but I really think this one is my favorite of the 3. Let's mix it up. I'm going to give it a taste, and at that point I'll give you my final decision, but I think it is. This particular cocktail, I'm going to start out with 2 dashes, again, of Angostura bitters. Alright, I'm going to stick with the Carpano Antica on the vermouth. I just really like the way that's working with the Scotch whiskeys. 3/4 ounce. I'm going to pour in a 1/2 ounce of Dom Benedictine. In my opinion, this is the key to this particular cocktail. 1/2 ounce. Dom. And finally, I'm going to pour in 2 ounces of Scotch. Again, I'm going with a blended Scotch. This particular cocktail, I'm going to be using Johnnie Walker Black Label. All 3 of these particular cocktails I didn't mention in the previous cocktail, but all 3 of these we are not using any form of peated Scotch. Make sure you don't use any peated Scotch, and you'll be good to go. This particular cocktail, again, we're going to have 2 ounces of Scotch. You can use the Scotch of your choice. And that's it. It's all the ingredients of the Bobby Burns. One last time, I'm going to get some ice and give this thing a stir. All right, that ought to do. I have a single rocks glass with a beautiful cube of clear ice. We're gonna pour this cocktail right over that cube of ice. Look at that. That's beautiful. Nice clear ice. Now, I'm gonna get another lemon peel. But for this particular cocktail, all I really want to do is express the oils right over the rim, right over the glass. Again, give the rim a good rub. But that's it. Then we're going to discard the peel. And there you have the Bobby Burns. That's delicious. The vermouth again stands up very well with the Scotch whiskeys. Highly recommend the Carpano Antica. The Dom Benedictine makes all the difference in the world. It just adds an amazing depth of flavor to this particular cocktail, and it just the mouthfeel. It's very luscious because of the Dom and the cocktail as well. And along with your Scotch, you get a little bit of the smoke, a little bit of that Scotch flavor. An excellent way to introduce your palate or friends to Scotch whiskey. Boy, I hope you enjoyed the show today. I have to be honest, the Bobby Burns is my favorite of the three, but all three are excellent. Please give them a try at home. Whatever you do, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and then we'll see you next time right down here with me in a good old basement bourbon bar. See ya.